Welcome back to episode 53 of The Gift of the Gab. I guess it's not really welcome back. This is your first time hearing this episode, isn't it? We're back with another episode. We're 1 year, 1 week old.
Yes.
Wah, wah, wah.
What was that?
It's the little baby song.
Wah, wah, wah.
I'm the baby. You never heard it?
No.
Well, that's what he says. Or he says it in one of his songs.
The little baby song?
Yeah.
Oh, and the person.
The person little baby.
Oh, I was like.
The person little baby.
Okay. I still don't know it.
Oh, it's all right. Well, we're back with another episode.
Yes, welcome. Good day.
Good day.
Shalom.
I've been listening to some Shalom. That's peace, isn't it? Right?
That's what I meant
greetings.
To say.
Something like that in Hebrew.
Yeah, that's what I was meant to say that. Wagwan.
To our fellow Hebrew speakers. Wagwan. I've been listening to some more podcasts this week.
Yes.
I've actually been watching a whole different bunch of things and not finishing any of them.
Okay.
So, which is on
movies and
including
shows.
movies, TV shows, which is very unlike me. Usually I try to stick it to the end.
Yes.
And get rid of it, but not this time. And the football's been on.
Yes.
Currently speaking, I've got the football in my eyesight, which is probably bad because France and Hungary are playing. But we've got it on mute. We're going to focus on the podcast and we're going to jump right into it because I was listening to a podcast and they had an interesting topic and I wanted to share and get your opinions.
Yes.
So, do you have an issue if you're late?
Mm-hmm.
If someone asks, why are you late?
Yeah.
This can be a stranger. You have an issue with that?
What, someone asking me why am I late?
Like, let's say in this example, it was they had a estate agent viewing, but a realtor viewing over there.
Yes.
And they were extremely late and they hadn't said to the person they were coming late. Yeah. So when they got there, they were like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm late. And the person asked, oh, why were you late?
Yeah. So I'm going to let you go first, only because I feel like I'm the type of person who it really, really, really annoys me when people are late. Yes. You're like that as well, actually.
Yeah,
okay.
I despise it.
I really hate it.
I understand being late, but I especially hate it when people are late and it seems they don't make an effort to tell like you that I'm running late or you can slow down so that you can get there at the similar time. I don't like people wasting my time.
Yeah, it's really annoying.
I find it disrespectful.
Even though I feel like you would say to me, oh, like you take long to get ready and stuff. Like
you do.
If I was going somewhere, if the event was, let's say, to start at 5:00 and let's say I have to meet you at a certain time and like I'm going to get there extra early and I'm the type of person who when I leave the house, I'm like, oh, I'm leaving now. Oh, I'm on the bus now. I've got one more stop until your stop. And then to have me sitting at your bus stop waiting for you, that's going to my whole day off. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I understand that. Well, I will try and update someone and tell them, like, if it's somewhere we're going, I will let you know where I am. Unless it's just like, it's not a formal meeting sort of thing and there's no expected time to be there.
Yeah.
But I don't like it when it's like something planned and the person, like you can be late. Like there are good excuses to be late.
Yeah.
And it happens like, oh, the bus was running late. Then cool, shoot me a message.
Yeah.
Let me know. Don't let me stand there. But if it's like a repeat late customer, where it's like this person is always late, and then that really annoys me because it's like you didn't respect anybody's time.
Yeah. I used to have someone that I knew who... Go
on.
Who used to say like, oh, I'm around the corner. And I didn't know where their house was at the time. So I knew that they came out of this road, but I didn't know where their house was. I didn't know how far... Like, when they would say, oh, I'm around the corner, I'll be like, okay, I'll let this bus go past. I'll let this bus go past.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I went to their house, I'm like, you, babes, there was no way you were around the corner. You were still getting ready. Like there was no way you were around the corner. I guess
their house was around the corner, right?
Like their house was like a 2-minute walk away from the bus stop.
Yeah, so they're around the corner and they're home. And
it's like that annoys me because you know you're running late. So just tell me so that I can make a decision for myself.
So I'm gonna go back to the question. Does it annoy you? Is it rude if like a stranger asks you why are you late?
Oh, if it's a stranger,
like the real estate agent. Because that can, some people like...
Yeah. It depends what it is. So in this instance, you're wasting their time.
Yeah,
Because
but if
they're
you've
doing their...
apologized and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm late,"
No, you need to come with an
y-
excuse at least.
that's what I was gonna say. Me personally, if I'm late to something, I already offer up the I'm sorry, there's been bad
Yeah.
traffic, or
I would automatically do it,
I
yeah.
won't just be like, sorry, I'm late. Like, remember when Jamal was late into the first episode of Backchat,
Yeah.
and he just said, sorry, I'm late, and sat down.
Blue therapy, you mean?
And
Yeah.
Blue Therapy. I called that out and I said that wasn't a good enough.
Yeah.
He needed to give more. I wasn't sure what was missing, but he needed to say, Why the hell are you late?
Yeah.
Like, everyone's waiting for you.
Yeah.
This is your thing that you have looked out for, and you come in with sorry, I'm late.
Yeah.
Nah, let me know why you're late.
Yeah, especially if the stranger is the one doing you a favor. So if it's an estate agent, they're doing you a favor.
Well, it's mutual, but I get what you're saying.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to at least say your dog fell down the stairs or something, you know?
Because I can understand, like, well, telling the person is not going to change the fact that they're late, but it helps me decide whether you were wasting my time.
I'm mad at you, yeah.
Wasting my time, or if you had a genuine reason. Because if it was just like, these things happen, then I'm just like, okay, next time I won't wait.
See, I'm even the person who, like, let's say you've told me you're coming to my house at 11 o'clock. And so normally what I would do is I would get up extra early, do all the things I want to do. And then if at 11 o'clock you're not here, you've automatically pissed me off. I'm sorry.
Oh, yes. Yeah. See, sometimes I view that as an informal...
No matter the excuse. No, because, like, just imagine, like, the person said, okay, get in there 11 o'clock. You've set your alarm for 5 o'clock. You've cleaned the house. You've done all these stuff. And then 11 o'clock, they're not here. 1 o'clock, they're not here. 2 o'clock, they're not here. It's like, mate, I could have had an extra 3 hours in bed. Yeah. Still done all the stuff that I needed.
I get you there.
It's like those kind of things. Like, where it is informal, but you've told them that you're going to be there at a certain time. Half an hour is fine, you know?
Yeah.
But when it's pushing 2-3 hours, it's like...
But it usually won't push... Like, I will let you know what is happening. I will usually not go complete radio silence. And that's why I said in the informal meetings, that I will usually, like, I'll send a message.
It depends what you're doing, though.
Yeah, I've had to take this. But if it's something where I don't have my phone, I'll try to send a message before, try to send a message after.
But it depends what you're doing. Like, if you're doing something for yourself where you know A, B, and C.
Yeah, then I will know, like, what time I'll be there. But if I am doing something for someone else, like, I'm not going to necessarily know when I'm finishing that exact task. So I'll be like, this is happening.
Which can be annoying because you don't know whether to start a task, do you?
But that's why I said if it's an informal thing, then it's an informal thing. It's like, I can't really do much. If I need to be here for a specific thing at a specific time, then I will tell you exactly, like, oh, I'm going to be here. Because I understand, because I don't like it when people are late either. And it's just like, oh, why are you late? Why is everyone always waiting on you?
Yeah. I've got another question that relates to this.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you need to tell your boss why you're not coming in? Because I say this because I don't know what I was doing. I was reading something and it was saying, let's normalize not having to tell your boss why you need to take the day off. And I actually, when I was calling in sick the other day, I just text my boss. I was like, oh, I'm not coming in. And he was like, Tia, you need to tell me why you're not coming in.
Yeah, I think I never really call in sick. I don't ever feel I feel probably should.
Yeah.
But I don't ever feel like I've got sick enough to the point I can't go work, thankfully. But thankfully for my health, not really for work. But but I feel like I can get why sometimes people might be like, oh, well, it's a private issue, but there are people who also take the PISS.
Yeah.
And sometimes they might need to keep a record of how many times these things are actually occurring. So that, and also I feel like you might need to offer more information. The person's paying you to do something.
Yeah.
Each day.
And especially if they're going to pay you to be at home.
And then they're going to pay you to be at home. You're going to need to explain something. You can lie. That is fine. But you're going to need to explain something. Because when the doctor writes his note, like, I think the doctor note says or either way.
No, it doesn't.
The doctor note that I've had in the past has said what it was, but yeah.
No, that is interesting. It is interesting because some people think they don't owe the manager anything to tell them why they're sick.
I can understand why, but
I can understand it as a manager's point of view why you would want to know. Like, you're just telling me you're not coming in. Like,
but I feel like they need to record it. Like, to claim that, I don't know. Maybe they're being nosy, but I kind of get both sides. But I feel
because
like
they
it's
need
more.
Is it a legit reason not to come in, or you've just decided, you know what?
Because some jobs,
I woke up and I don't want to come in.
Yeah, because some jobs, like, you will need a more legit reason. Like, I think I was reading one of my employment contracts, and it was like if it's something where the company suspects, like, the company can basically have a medical doctor check you out to see if your thing, like, if you're just taking time off, and give them an independent assessment, and that you, in signing the contract to work, you agree to this, because they need to protect themselves from people who abuse the rules as well. And I guess it can be intrusive. And I've even seen news stories of, like, what was it? One of those stores in America basically saying that they will have, like, a home nurse that comes to check that
they'll
you're
just
okay.
Be like, knock.
There was something like, it was, I'm not sure, one of these American shops. I'm not sure which one.
Do you know what? I feel like they would, like, they view it as like, okay, like, especially where they have to pay for healthcare. It's like, we're going to send a nurse over to your house because that way you don't have to pay for it. But it's like a win in their situation. Yeah. They help out their employees if they really are sick.
And it acts as a deterrent against those who make up for sickness. Yeah. Pulling a sickie. So
no, that is an interesting one. Let us know what you would do. Do you feel like you have to tell your boss why you're sick? And do you feel like you have to tell a stranger why you're late?
So, well, are we going to go back to Paul? Or what has Paul brought this week?
Paul. So there was an interview with Paul, and I don't even know where to start with him, because
this is Paul of Blue Therapy.
Yeah, Paul of Blue Therapy. I'm not sure if he was acting before or if he's still acting now.
Seemed the same, right?
Behavior is still the same.
It seemed the same.
Yes, and so he was in an interview. I forget who
with
he
Alan
was.
And Poet.
There we go, because I didn't know their names. And he said, if you have a girl who likes lemonade and you have lemons, is it necessarily that you're gonna make lemonade for them? And it's like, what? It didn't even correlate to, like, I've forgotten what the question they asked, but it didn't even correlate. And it's like, where did you come up with these? Like, what's the word?
It was just waffling, is what it was. Let's go down to the meat and potatoes. It was waffle. Prime A waffle is what he was doing. Yes. And it seemed very similar to his character that he is on the show, quote-unquote character.
And he seems like the type of person, for example, Choma would tell him, oh, babes, I didn't like when you did this. And he would come up with another thing. And it's like,
he was acting like the Riddler. It's like, what is this? Are you giving me a riddle to solve the question I've asked you? Answer the question.
And at that point, it's like, why even tell you? Because you're going to come up with some kind of...
Yeah.
Poet.
It makes his character seem a bit more inspired by real events.
He's annoying.
Yeah, essentially. He is. We haven't caught up on Aftermath Part 3, have we?
No, we didn't watch Part 3 because Part 2 was boring.
It was, yeah.
It was boring.
It was pretty boring. I cannot lie. This is going to be a small segment. So I was scrolling through the interwebs.
Yes, as you
do. I saw the Shade Room had posted something, or the Shade Borough.
Yes, Shade Borough.
And it was Anthony Joshua's post basically saying, like, oh, if you're basically an adult, if you're living with your mom, you should...
If you're an adult child.
I'm not even sure if he specified adult child, but the implication to me was that if you're
a child living at your parents' house, yes, an adult child.
Okay. Did it say adult child?
No, it said a child...
That's different.
Living at parents' house.
I assumed adult child. That you should chip in on the expenses, basically. And the comments were going wild, you know. They were like, they were sounding a bit entitled, and I understand that, but the comments were essentially saying, some of them was a split between, I get that, like, you should help out, especially if your parents are struggling to make ends meet, and the others were like, no, I didn't ask to be here.
Yeah.
Like,
or like, it's rich coming from you, since as you're rich.
Yeah, and it's like my parents' responsibility to take care of me, and I will never ask my child for money. And that was what a lot of comments were saying.
Yeah.
And I think it's like, it depends on the situation. If you've got like and also people were saying, like, especially in Black culture, we need to normalize like parents not asking like for rent. I won't ever charge my kids
Do you
this.
know what? And I feel like, I don't know, I'm just speaking from what I know and my point of view. I feel like it is quite normal in Black households to not ask your parents, and from my experience, and like,
For your parents not to ask you
yeah,
for rent.
and from friends that I know and stuff like that, it's more normal in English white households for them to ask you for
like, oh, you need to chip in.
Yeah.
And that, yeah.
Like, once you turn 18...
I think it's informal. Like, it's more informal in Black households, I guess.
Yeah.
But
for us anyways.
Yeah. But I feel like, especially if your parents are struggling to make ends meet, I know there's people out there who specifically got triggered by the post because they see like they're buying stuff from themselves and they won't bat an eyelid when the bill comes or this, because they feel like, I live here, I didn't ask to be here, I didn't ask to be born, then move out. Like,
and
it's
you
like,
see how hard it is.
I'm saving for a house, so you should do all the things and pay for the broadband that you don't know how to use half the time, and stuff like that, and they're not willing to help. And if your parents are rich and they're like, nah, don't pay, that is fine. And even if you, to your kids, you're trying to set up a better life for yourself so that they don't have to contribute towards these things, understand that a lot of these people in the comments, whether your parents came in here as immigrants, they've had a very tough life to get to the position that they are. Not all of them, but some of them. And the reason some of them might be able to, like, that you giving them a little bit extra each month, or you taking care of something might be helpful, is because, like, they're not at the position where you have gone through your entire formal education in a country that gives you the opportunities to succeed, that they didn't necessarily have as much when they were younger.
See, I feel like it's different in different households, but I don't know. I feel like if you're living with your parents or whoever you're living with, and you don't even say, I'm going to contribute £50 a month.
Yeah.
And, just to say, oh, thanks for having me here. And you're working full time. But then you can buy, your eyelashes, your nails done, your 30 inches hair.
I think it's an entitlement. Like, they feel, especially sometimes when they look at other people's families and, like, other people don't have to pay rent. And it's like, well, I'm living in this country too. Why do I have to do anything for you? And to me, it's like, even though I want my future kids to be able to live in the house and not pay rent, or even if they pay rent, I've invested it in stocks they don't know. Yeah. And then, come moving day, I'm like, here's your portfolio. I've taught, but I'd rather teach them about those things as I go. But it would be a nice surprise, let's say. But even still, I want them to have a better.
Or you never know. Your parents could be like, you give me £150 a month, and actually what they've been doing is they've been saving the money, and then once you've bought your house, they'll be like, oh, here's your contribution.
Because some children are bad with money, and it's probably better for you to teach them the good skills rather than like give a man a fish, teach them how to fish, sort of thing. But like, also, I feel like you can want better for your own children. Be like, oh, I want to be in the position where I've saved all this money, or I want to be in a position where my children are free to stay in the house and just fully save up. But you can also save up for your own house and still pay bills, because you're living at a reduced rate usually when you're paying in your parents' house.
Especially in London.
If you had to move out the house and pay full-time bills in London, you'd be saving
either way, like, you're saving, because you wouldn't be, from our experience, you wouldn't be paying normal, for example, London rent.
Yeah. And my mindset has changed on it as well.
Yes.
Because
do you remember talking about it in uni?
During uni, it was like, oh no, like, you go back, probably
wouldn't do.
Wouldn't pay. And then you come back and it's like, nah, like, I can't just sit here whilst you and be a passenger in the house when I know I'm getting paid and I know you're getting paid.
What's those insects that eat off you?
A parasite.
Yes.
I can't just sit here and like, I don't like I don't like not being able to pay my own way for things. And even though I'm sure you can afford to do everything as you afforded when I was out of uni, it's like out of just respect, I give you something. You do whatever you want with that money. And it's just like, I was watching a financial video, and one of the things where they were saying like 8 ways to do better with your money or to become more successful or whatever, to grow financially independent, and one of them was to give. And people, and it was just like, sometimes you don't, although this goes against, I guess, saving, you don't know what like people are going through, and sometimes being able to be fruitful with your money, and if you have excess, being able to help someone else, or being able to just take care of your family sometimes, is part of being a responsible adult. And I think a lot of people have grown into a selfish mindset where it's just me, and you should provide this because you're older than me.
And do you know what? I feel like sometimes I do have a selfish mindset
Me too.
in comparison to like my grandparents and like my auntie, who is like very like, you know, if I have it, like, and the person asks me, I will give it.
Even in comparison to my mom, I feel like I have a selfish mindset. My mom will be tired and go and do an event for you and then come and do this and not ask you for a single penny. And like, compared to her, I'm like, wow, like the like,
I ain't doing any of them.
But then I even see other people like in comparison to me, and I'm like, you don't even do that. And like, and it's weird. It's weird.
But what do you think it is that has made their mindset like that?
I think it's just society has changed, and it, like, more people are trying to do things for themselves.
But do you feel like, do you feel like it is because our parents, well, my mum didn't ask me to give rent. She didn't even tell me how much to. She actually told me no. Is what she told me.
My mom didn't ask me, and my mom didn't tell me how much, and she even told me, "Oh no, save, I'm okay."
Yeah, that's what my mom told me. Yeah,
I don't know why I had to put the accent on it, but that's how I hear my mom. But yeah,
I don't want to be a parasite.
I didn't feel comfortable sitting in there not paying, and
especially now during COVID as well.
I can understand if you don't have money. Like, if you don't have money and you're in between, that is fine. And your parent is supporting. What are you gonna do? You're not gonna magic money out of thin there. But if you have some and you know you can give some, I'm not saying give your whole
wages,
thing, but help out if you. To me personally, it's like, help out if you can, and giving is a part of being helpful.
You have to give to receive as well. That's what they said in the video.
You got to give to receive.
Because you'll be surprised that you never, like my grandparents, they'd be giving, and then they will always get stuff back. Not all the time, but they will get stuff back. And it's like, if they had never gave in the first place, people wouldn't be willing to give back.
And you never know where you'll end up yourself.
This is true. Amen.
You never know what you'll end up, and you creating this ring fence around yourself where you only take care of yourself and you don't look out for other people. You don't check up on people.
You've come into hardship now, and now your hands are out, like Oliver.
Oliver Twist. What is that Artie song? So you if you can, do it. And if it's for something that's foreign to you, just think about, would it really harm you to be... I feel like we got
deep.
So
I didn't even feel like we started there, but we got deep.
We did get deep.
We got a little bit deep.
Because the comments it was really shocking to see like the stark difference in people's like opinions. Like some of them were really offended by the fact that you should do anything, and I understand.
But do you feel like they were offended because of what he said or because of who he is?
I think a bit of both, because he has a lot of money.
Yeah.
But the thing is, people think that when they get money, that they will suddenly change into this giving person.
Yeah.
Who you are with no money, that's who you're going to be when you're rich.
It depends who's asking me for money, that the willingness to give it.
Yeah. Your personality is not going to suddenly change.
I'm rich, so I'll give. No, I think more likely you're not going to give.
The more likely you're not going to give. Because people always put it on, when I have this, then I'll do this. There's people with small money who still help people and do what they can with what they have.
Yep.
And as you say, you got to give to receive. And people don't learn that quick enough, and then it becomes a bad habit where you're just closed off.
Yes. Well, as soon as we got deep, let's get a little bit light.
Let's get light.
Yeah, so what's new
What is new?
Yes.
What we've been tasting? We tasted Faluda.
Faluda.
Which is a rose-flavored milkshake with basil seeds.
Yes. You tell them how you liked it, and then I'll tell them how I didn't like it.
Yeah, so I liked it. It was pink. We bought it from Asda.
Yeah.
It only cost like 50p.
Yeah.
It came in a nice little glass bottle.
From the World Food Hour. I'm not sure what part of the world it came from.
Yeah, I'm not sure what part of the world.
Yeah, my World Food Hour isn't, it's a bit together.
We popped it in the fridge and then shook it up.
Yeah.
Poured it out. It looked like Pepto-Bismol.
Okay.
It was like pink like that and kind of thick. Not too thick. And it had bits in it.
Yeah, so if you like bubble tea, maybe this is something that you could like as well. Or the aloe vera drink, because it has bits.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that taste, but yeah.
And I liked it. I like having bits in my drink. I like the work. Like, you just got a little bit extra flavour, a little bit of extra stuff in there. But you did not.
I tried, guys. I really did try. I couldn't have it. I had about a third of what you had.
Yeah. It wasn't for you.
It just wasn't for me. No.
Yeah. Tia's not very
I'm not very try-y. I'm not a try-y kind of new kind of person.
Yeah.
I'm a very stick to the same old person.
You are.
But that's okay. I like what I like, and I don't like what I don't like, and that's about it.
But then occasionally you'd be missing out on something, and when you finally try it, you're like, oh, this is nice. This is so nice. It's just like, well, if you just tried things, you might know. But
no, I just wait for you to try it, and then if you say, oh, maybe, then I will try it.
But yeah. I'll try new things. I got no problem trying new things.
But yeah, no, what was it called?
Faluda
a try from Asda. It was pink. I wonder if they have different flavours.
I only saw the one, but maybe.
Yeah, and let us know how you like it.
I'm sure we're butchering the name. Probably this sounds different in whatever country it's from.
Well, I'm saying how you said it, so
I'm going Faluda.
Blame him, not me. Is there any new movies or shows that you had watched this week?
Yes. So I watched Awake, which you watched.
Yes.
Which is hit Netflix, and essentially it's about something happens and they're not able to fall asleep.
Yes. And there's only 2 people that we know of in the show who's able to fall asleep.
Yeah. The rest of the population is going through deliria.
Yeah.
And
extreme sleep deprivation because they're not able to sleep for about 6 days. Yeah.
They were on day 1. They were already wilding out.
Yeah.
I was like, I've done all-nighters and I didn't turn into this.
I would.
They were killing people. I was like, damn, it's just been 1 day.
Yeah, I would. No, can you imagine not being able to sleep
that would be terrible.
A whole week?
That would be terrible.
What kind of person would you turn into?
Yes.
I don't think you would have much of a change.
Yeah, essentially. And I've been watching some new other shows. Daybreak on Netflix as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like a zombie show where all the adults turn into zombies and eventually it's the kids left. It's sort of just kind of like a joke show. And I've been watching Fear the Walking Dead. I've been continuing that on Prime Video. Okay.
And did you like them? Would you recommend?
I would recommend neither of them. No, only to put them to pass the time. I'd put them on to pass the time. Daybreak is good.
Okay.
But I wouldn't recommend it as like a series to just sit down and solely watch. I'd say put it on in the background sort of show. And Fear the Walking Dead, it has a really slow build up. Mm-hmm. It's getting better, but it's not as good as The Walking Dead.
Okay.
And you?
I've been watching SWAT.
Oh yeah.
So I'm on episode series 4 now. I would recommend it. I'm really enjoying it. But yes.
SWAT.
That's been us.
Yes, that's been the gift of the gap.
Thanks for listening to episode 53.
Oh, you got that right. Where can you find us?
All platforms that podcasts are found. YouTube and everything else above.
Under.
Or below.
Our name.
BT Small Talk.
Yes. After that time, you forgot our name.
Yes, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And yeah, let us know about some of the things that we've talked about.
Yeah, let us know your opinion.
Comment down below.
Do you help out people, or are you a giving person? You donate. Also, I forgot what else we talked about.
late.
And yeah, I feel like people who get offensive are usually people who are late without reason.
Yeah. There are a lot of people who are just serial late people.
Yeah, for sure. Serial late people, for
I,
sure.
I just can't hang out with them people. Because you will just piss me straight off. I'm sorry.
I had a serial late person. Oh, that's another story.
Yeah. Okay. Ciao.
Adios.